Hello, welcome to natemareflix. I am Nate, you are you, and today we are going to look at my 10 favorite masks in all of horror movie history. And it's going to get a little bit controversial because I'm going to leave out some most beloved fan favorites. And these aren't hot takes. I'm giving you my genuine top 10. I will give you the rationale behind this list, but I encourage you to go ahead and play along in the comments. Let me know what you don't agree with, what I missed out on, what is your favorite mask in all of horror, and why. And if you like this video, then hey, like this video, please, and maybe subscribe so you don't miss out on more fun content coming your way, because I would like to do a worst list. That is right, the 10 worst masks in horror history. I think that would be a lot of fun, and that one could get real spicy because, again, some fan favorites may show up on the worst list. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get to this countdown. Let's go ahead and look at the 10 best masks in horror movie history. Number 10 is the mask belonging to the killer in Alice, Sweet Alice. There's something indescribably garish about this mask. I think there's a bit of uncanny valley, if you will, with this mask because it is so resemblant to the human face. It's close, but it's just not quite right. A few of the features are just a bit off. And then there's this odd sort of makeup application going on, and that even makes you wonder as to who is wearing the mask. Is this a man? Is this a woman? Who is this assailant? All you know is you don't want to get close enough to actually find out. You just look at this one and you feel a bit unnerved and disturbed. Number 9 is Sam from Trick or Treat, and this one's not so much scary as it is just perfect for the Halloween season. There's just something very aesthetic and befitting of Halloween when you look at Sam. That big bulbous head is reminiscent of a scarecrow. The colors are just perfect for the season, but it does kind of make you inquire about Sam a bit more. Like, what does his face look like under that mask? That head shape is just so bizarre, and he seems so cute and cuddly and charming. Should I like this character? Should I want to fill his little trick-or-treating bag, or do I need to be afraid of Sam? It just really makes you wonder so much more about him, and I think that Sam should have been a horror icon. I'm glad he's starting to get a cult following because the mask is great, the costume is great, and when you take that mask off, you were right to wonder about what was below. I just love this little character, and I think people who don't even know Trick or Treat, the film, they see this little guy in like Hot Topic or at the Spirit Halloween store, and they're like, I don't know what that is, but that is Halloween. That little guy is cool, he is fun, and I'm gonna take him home. And number 8 is the Silver Shamrock Trio from Halloween 3, and I promise we will get back into the scary territory of masks here in a bit, but you can't deny these three. Look at them, they just deliver that classic Halloween iconography. We've got a skull, a jack-o'-lantern, and a witch. All of them are well designed and perfectly crafted. They boast a wonderful, vivid color and aesthetic about them, and Halloween 3 has really kind of culminated this really nice cult following. It was really hated when it first came out, but I do believe the aesthetic of the film is a big reason for the new fan support. Look at that mask. I kind of want to add one to my own little horror memorabilia collection. I myself am a big fan of the jack-o'-lantern one. That is one I'd probably done if I was a kid, but the one I would least want to be attacked by is that witch. There's something just unsettling, unwitting, and just freakish about that nose and the mouth, the distorted features. These things feel classic, they feel fun, and they just pop. And number 7 is Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We are back into scary territory. It doesn't get much more scary, much more raw, much more intimidating than donning the sewn flesh of your victims over your own face. Don't really need to say much more than that, do I? Does it get more terrifying than that? And then the fact that this character is based off of Ed Gein, a real life notorious cannibal and serial killer, it just makes it that much more dark and sinister, and that's why you gotta put Leatherface on the list. Number 6 is Hannibal Lecter's mask from The Silence of the Lambs. It doesn't get much more simple than this mask. It's not even a full mask. It is a half mask. It covers the mouth, but it does make you wonder what's going on with this guy that the authorities felt they had to block off his mouth. Well, it's because he will, in a split second, just gash you apart, sink his teeth into you, and tear your flesh right from your face. He lives for that sort of thing, but the bad part is, even though you cover his mouth and his teeth with this mask, he can still use his tongue, and his words will pry their way into your subconscious and just eat you up from the inside out. And then I also love that the fact that this mask does end like halfway up the face, it just draws you in and forces you to confront that piercing gaze, that devilish look, those awful heinous eyes of this disgusting intellectual psychopath. Number 5 is the collector's mask, and the collector's mask looks like the brainchild of a torturous psychotic and somebody who likes to take their BDSM play a little too far. There's just a real brooding darkness and evil radiating off of this mask. It looks sinister, it looks terrifying, and you know that the person that designs it and doesn't mind wearing this tight, hot-ass mask, you know that they are just married to the game, that they are all about perpetrating all sorts of unholy acts upon their victims, and that they are going to relish in these activities. This thing freaks me out in the best of ways. For number 4, I chose the Mask of the Killers and the Strangers. These masks are fun, these masks feel classic, but they also feel fresh and brand new. You look at the male killer, and he seems like he has ties to the town that dreaded sundown or Friday the 13th Part 2 because he is donning a sack upon his head. But he has modified that sack, and now he almost looks reminiscent of Scarecrow from Batman Begins or some sort of weird harvest ghoul. And then you look at the two girls here, and they're kind of playing with their femininity while being real imposing terrors. You have pinup girl, you have doll face, and they're kind of playing with these saccharine, beautiful American archetypes in a way that hasn't really been done a whole lot before the two of them. And they really leave a mark, and they will not be forgotten. Number 3, I'm going with the Mask of the Miner from My Bloody Valentine. I just love the whole concept of this slasher, and this killer is a big part of it. He just fits the town that he stalks and terrorizes. He is in a mining community, and he wears an all-black miner getup, which helps him kind of evade and operate within the shadows and confines of the mine, almost like some sort of haunting specter. But up close and personal, it's just blacked out. You can't see through the lenses of this mask. The mouth is not like a human mouth. You know, this is a real mask that is used in an occupation. That's actually somehow more terrifying, that people have to wear these masks. You look at the reason why they have to wear it and the realities of the miner life, and that in itself is terrifying, what these people have to do on a daily basis just to provide for their families. So the mask seems to be working on a deeper level while also just offering up some sort of primal terror, because something about what happens when the eye rests on this mask, you just get scared. It just works. I love the miner from My Bloody Valentine. Number 2, our runner-up is old Ghostface. I've always loved this mask since the first time I saw it, and the fact that he has a hood on, it almost feels like death is coming for you. It seems like he's wearing the robe of the Grim Reaper, but that large drooping mouth, that gaping mouth, there's something chilling about it. It really does seem like a ghost is coming for you. The large blank void eyes, it's just unsettling. Like I said, it seems like death itself is stalking you, and there's just not a whole lot of other masks that look like this because the face comes to such a narrow point. It doesn't really feel too human. It really does feel like this slasher is an actual spirit, that some sort of evil that has gone on from the grave and is still coming for you, which actually kind of makes sense because as you see with Scream, it doesn't matter if you kill one or both of the killers. There's going to be a sequel, and this mask is coming back for you even if you did off the first villain. And number 1, it is Michael Myers, The Shape, the Boogeyman. Just look at that mask. Of course, it is a doctored William Shatner mask, but it just works. There's something chilling and uncanny about this mask. It's a blank slate for you to cast all of your fears and all of your worries, all of your anxieties upon. We don't really have a set motivation for Michael Myers, and that's when he works best. He's just a kid that one day picked up a butcher's knife and then slayed his sister. Ever since then, he's just been hell-bent on killing babysitters and anybody who got in his way, and this mask really suits that type of character. It is a blank slate, a blank motivation. It is just the boogeyman incarnate. It is death coming your way, and there's nothing you can do about it. The face has just enough meanness put into it that you are terrified, and then you see other versions of the Halloween mask as the series went on, and they kept trying to change it, and it just didn't work. They never got the same effect because the first mask was perfect, and it is the best mask in all of horror history. So there you go, there is my list. Those are my 10 favorite horror movie masks of all time. If you would like to see my list of the 10 worst horror movie masks of all time, then comment so below. Let me know what your favorite masks are. What do you disagree with about my list? And then please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It would go a long way in helping me and helping this channel, and it would allow you to see some more cool content coming your way if you did enjoy this video. But other than that, I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks for checking this video out. I'm Nate for natemareflix saying that's a wrap.